which we are going to look is SecureString in .NET. As a .NET developer, we would have been aware of strings, and SecureString is something which we can protect our data in a encrypted format. We already have strings, so why don't we use it instead of SecureString? Because the strings are insecure, like it's a plain text where a hacker can hit your memory and get the data what you have. So you have some confidential info like credit card or a or a password kind of. So all that data should be stored in memory. Storing the data in memory is for a short time, but still it should be there in a secured fashion. And since strings are mutable, they may create duplicate copies where the garbage collector can come and clear the memory on its own time, which should not happen for a confidential info. So that's the reason we use SecureString. So the advantage is it clears from memory, so it's not mutable. So we have a I disposable. The SecureString implements I disposable, so the user of SecureString is responsible for disposing it, and it stores the data in the memory in an encrypted format. And this should be used only for sensitive data, just because it has a slight performance hit than using a string. So that's a pay which we do for storing the data in a secured fashion. So this is the structure of SecureString. It's a C class, and as I said, it implements I disposable. So it can be instantiated, and if you would like to add some data to the SecureString, we should use append character. Length is used to get the length of the SecureString, and clear is to clear the data. Copy is to have another copy of the SecureString data, and dispose, as we discussed, once we use it we can dispose it so that it goes off from the memory. So if you want to insert data at a particular position, we can use the insert at, and making it is read only, we can ensure that data is not modified by any other instance or any other portion of our program. And the remove it is to remove the data and set it. So DP API, it's a data protection API. So the SecureString uses this DP API to encrypt the data and store it in the memory. It actually this DP API is responsible for encrypting the data, but storing the data is up to the application. So how this is performed is using the crypt32 DLL, and it is part of our operating system, Windows operating system. So we don't need to download, install something which is readily available. And the main purpose is to encrypt the data and protect it, and it doesn't store anywhere. So we will look at a sample demo. So I have a small program. It consists of two methods. One is when you pass character array, which is basically a string which is converted into a character array. If you pass, it will convert it into a secure string. And there is another method where you pass a secure string which will return back the character array. So we prompt the user to enter the password. I'm converting it directly into character array. The reason is, as we discussed, the string is not secure, they are mutable, there may be multiple instances of data present in the memory. Just to avoid, we use two character array. There are ways to convert data, a string to secure string or a secure string back to string, but that has again all the risk of leaving the prints in the memory. I'll enter the password 123456. This is actually the worst password. That too, it displays without any hiding in the screen. Since it's for demo, I have given it. I'll just enter. So it passes this particular data 123456 into our convert to secure string method. So I'm just validating if it is null or not, and if it is null, I'm creating the instance of the secure string, and then array dot for each method I take each data, which is 1 2 3 4 5 6 each, and I try to append it to the secure password instance, and finally making it as read only so that it is protected and it is not being modified. So as you can see, secure string, the length will say 6 since we had 1 to 6 numbers, and the data is not visible what is present. It's in an encrypted format which is not viewable at all. So now if we need back the data, if we need to convert back, we use the Marshall secure string to BSTR. So this is the guy who is doing the conversion of our character array, of our secure string to our character array. So this code allocates a BSTR and copy contents of the secure string into it, and this one copies the data from unmanaged memory into a managed character array, and finally we free the unmanaged memory, and hence we got our byte array, which is our character array back, and we have our data. So this can be used for storing sensitive information like password or credit card info or whatever you think which are very sensitive, like private key or whatever data. We would have stored the data in an encrypted format and we would have decrypted and got it. But the duration when you have the data in your memory, you can use secure string to prevent the data being tampered by the user. So that is with secure string. So just a summary or a recap. So it has some functionalities which is more than a string which you can use, and they are of single instance, so there is no memory footprints left over, and since it implements disposable, we can call the dispose method where garbage collection is deterministic. And in case, just to note this part, in case if the data which is stored in the secure string is modified by using inserted or any other method, then we need to encrypt the data back and then decrypt and then reuse this. So these are the reference which you can make a note to understand more about secure string. That's it for this presentation. Thanks for joining.